Are we live? What up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. Welcome to Just My Opinion podcast. How y'all living? I'm living swell. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend, family, as well as a follower. Let's get this YouTube channel lit in the YouTube algorithm. Okay, you heard me? So we got some breaking news. Breaking news. This just came down the news wire. Awful announcing is reporting this. Complex is reporting this. There are several outlets that are reporting this, but sources that are close to the matter is saying Molly Qerim is moving from ESPN First Take at the end of this year. Let me repeat that for the nation. Molly is leaving ESPN's First Take at the end of the year. Now the article writes, Molly Qerim, the host of ESPN First Take since 2005, since 2015. I believe she's been at ESPN since 2005. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she took the moderator role on 2015. Is leaving the network at the end of the year. Sources tell Molly first started at ESPN in 2006, so I was a year off, working on digital mobile efforts before moving over to the news team in 2008. Sources tell this magazine that ESPN offered Molly Qerim a contract, but she has chose to move on. So that's all we got from this article. And let me be clear. I wasn't a huge fan of Molly, but I had no issues with Molly. I think Molly did a great, out of all the moderators that they had over there at First Take, Carrie Champion, and I forgot the other black lady that was before Carrie Champion. I feel like Molly is if she's not your number two moderator on First Take, and you want to put Carrie Champion as number one, that's fine. Like I said, I understand why people had issues with Molly. Sometimes Molly would interject herself in conversations that she really didn't have any knowledge about or prior knowledge about. And then she would interject opinions that a lot of people just felt she was very annoying at times. And to me, I think like she was good at being a moderator, moving the topics along. Occasionally, briefly, may say a thing or two about a particular topic, and then they keep it pushing. I think Molly did a great, fantastic job at First Take. I know there's a lot of people out there that find her annoying. I know there's a lot of people out there that feels like she didn't deserve the job. However you feel about Molly, I think she did a bang up job. I think Molly did a bang up moderator job than Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor on Undisputed was there just for her looks. And clear, after this lawsuit, we find out that Joy Taylor was pushed on to Skip Bayless by I forgot the guy that was the executive, or the boss over at Fox Sports One, Charlie Dixon. Charlie Dixon was messing around with Joy Taylor, and that's how really Joy Taylor got her opportunity being moderator at First Take. And everyone speculated it, and now it's coming out. Now it's coming out to light that that's basically how she got her job. But anywho, that's neither here nor there. I felt like Molly did a better job than Joy Taylor. Now I know when you look at Molly, the first thing people say is her looks. She's very attractive. She still is very attractive. She was once married to Jalen Rose, and correct me if I'm wrong, her and Jalen Rose fell out because she wanted to pursue her career more. She was a workaholic. She really wanted to be promoted at ESPN. And I've said this on tons of live streams and tons of videos. You can go check it out. They're in the archives. I felt like Molly wanted to do more than just be a moderator or just be a pretty face. I think Molly wanted her own show. There was a time where when her and Jalen Rose were in a relationship, there was a possibility that ESPN was going to give them their own show. But when they started with the cutbacks and releasing people out of their contracts, that dream just disappeared. Okay. So you can clearly tell Molly wanted to do other things than just be a moderator. I think she definitely wanted her own show. Here's where, to me, I don't think Molly could host her own show. Is other than she did a great job as a moderator, other than she was knowledgeable, but it wasn't. I don't think she was that knowledgeable about certain topics and certain sports things that are going on. I think she was very knowledgeable on the NFL side of things. I think she came from the NFL network. Correct me if I'm wrong. And she was like, a casual sports fan knowledgeable. I don't think she was in the study room, in the film room, breaking down film or anything like that. And I'm not saying that she had to, but when you're wanting your own show, you have to prove that you can control the A mic. And Molly can probably run B mic, but definitely a C mic. She's very good as a C mic. But an A mic, you have to be extraordinary entertaining and informational. And I don't think Molly was neither of those things. Even if Molly was very informational and she was very knowledgeable, I don't think she would have been a great A mic. There are tons of people, like Christopher Mad Dog Russo. Respect to him, but I don't think he deserves his own show at ESPN, because you have to be entertaining and you have to be appealing to the audience. If the audience don't like you, they're not going to watch. They're not going to tune in and watch your show. Okay. But Molly, I think she wanted to get that A mic, because she started looking at the landscape and she's seen ESPN just dropping bags on everybody. Stephen A. Smith got not one, but two great bags from ESPN. Shannon Sharp was only there for a cup of coffee. They signed him to a multi-year contract, and they was on the course of signing him to a big bag. And he was going to get a big bag in the podcasting landscape until that OnlyFans situation came, and pretty much Shannon Sharp fumbled his own bag. Then you're looking at Cam Newton. They signed him to a multi-year contract at ESPN. And if you look at all of the recent hiring that ESPN has done, and they haven't even offered any money to Molly, that's pretty much writing on the wall where you stand at ESPN. ESPN is looking at it as you're only popular because you're on the number one network in sports entertainment. That's the only reason why you're popular. You can be replaced. You're not that special to ESPN. Now, like the article said, they offered her a contract, but I think what she wanted and what ESPN gave her was on two different cadences. I think ESPN gave her a contract less than Cam Newton, even though Cam Newton signed a multi-year contract. But look, where Cam Newton is going to go, okay? Cam Newton is going to take that offer. And Cam Newton knows that he can flip that into a bigger offer now since Shannon Sharp is gone. So, Cam Newton knows that they can drop him a bag just like they was about to drop a bag to Shannon Sharp. But with Molly, she can't just say, well, I'm just going to take this offer and then I'm going to flip it, because you've been there for how long, and you're not even at the top of the game when it comes to money. So I think Molly saw the writing on the wall that she was pretty much expendable. And two, there's a growing crop of female reporters like Monica McNutt. It would not shock me if they let her be moderator. It will not shock me. There's another female that's on ESPN. She has very short hair. I don't think she has hair at all. I think she will be a great moderator at First Take. And I forgot the other lady that works in the WNBA. I apologize, but she's great at her craft too. And those three ladies I just mentioned, they are extremely knowledgeable and entertaining and talented. So it's not going to be a downgrade replacing Molly Qerim. You can those three that I just mentioned will be an upgrade to First Take and ESPN, and they can offer those three ladies I just mentioned a similar contract to Molly, and they will take it because they know they can flip that into something bigger because they're talented, they heavily influence, they're influence, they're stars, and they're entertaining. So they know they can flip that. All right. Molly knew she could not flip that. And I think that was the big problem. And I think Molly saw the writing on the wall that ESPN didn't appreciate her on that particular type of level. And now she's going to be leaving at the end of the year, and she's going to be looking for another job. Maybe Fox Sports 1 will pick her up. Will they offer her more money than ESPN? Will they offer her a new show? I feel like this, if Fox Sports 1 picks her up and give her the same amount of money that she could have made at ESPN, but promise to give her a show once she signs on the dotted line, she will take that because she's thinking to herself, well, I'm gambling on myself like Shannon Sharpe did, and I can flip this into something bigger. And I think that's going to be a problem with Molly. I think Molly is a solid C mic, questionable at the B mic, but she's definitely not an A mic. She's going to need somebody that don't mind taking a back seat to Molly. That's a great A mic, and that is few and far between. All right, unless she goes into another field, unless she does fashion or entertainment, or she just gambles on herself and create a YouTube channel and have her own podcast. She can do that. I feel like she's got enough contacts in the sport industry where people will come to her show and allow her to interview them. Because I think Molly is a lot of people sleep on Molly's interviewing skills. I think Molly is great with interviewing, and I say the same thing about Shannon Sharpe. People slept on Shannon Sharpe as far as being a great interviewer. Allowing the guests the freedom to go wherever they want to go with particular topics or narratives and things of that nature. And Shannon Sharpe just allowed them to, instead of pointing them to that direction, he just allows them to do it, and he's very great at it. Molly is very solid if she wants to do her own thing, be her own content creator, and create a YouTube channel. I think she's got enough contacts in the industry, and I think there's a lot of people that would grant her access to interview them. Okay, so that, and she can get a sponsorship from FanDuel, MGM, all these gambling sites. I think they'll do something like that. I'm trying to think of the one that does the $1 million worth of game. The people that behind the $1 million worth of game. I forgot that company. Had it in my head. I forgot about it. She will be great if she signs on over there. But yeah, Molly is not going to be sitting at home. Molly is a workaholic, and she's going to take this opportunity and she's going to create her own path. What people should be asking, and what Molly should be asking is she going to be better by herself? than having the ESPN machine behind her. Meaning, if she's going to be better after First Take, or was she was good at First Take. That's, we'll have to wait and see about that. But yeah, I wanted to get online and tell y'all about that. Breaking news. Molly Qerim is going to be leaving ESPN at the end of the year. I checked out on social media. A lot of people on social media is happy. They're saying, thank God. She was hellified, annoying, this, that, and the third. She was all right. I think she was a better moderator than a lot of people would give her respect on. I think she was a whole lot better than Joy Taylor. I think she was. I don't think she was better than Carrie Champion, but I could take either Carrie Champion or Molly. And when Carrie Champion left and pursued greener pastures, she's been at one place to another. And Carrie Champion hasn't done better since she was the moderator at ESPN. Matter of fact, when they introduce her, they say former moderator of ESPN. Sometimes it's hard to eclipse what you was great at a previous job or a previous location. Sometimes it haunts you. Okay, so yeah. So that's all I got for this. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys on the flip side of things. If something else breaks, I will come on live and let you guys know. It's your boy, Deuces.